Let's bring in Tomas Philipson, former acting chairman of the White House Council of Economic Advisors. Tomas, I want to put up a graphic that shows some of the recent affordability efforts that the White House has put into place. They have called for a 10% cap on credit card interest rates. They've moved to ban big investors from buying single-family homes, and they've purchased a bunch of mortgage bonds to try to lower interest rates. Do you think these will be effective?
I'm not really a big fan of those policies, certainly not the credit cards. It's a very competitive industry. About 50 companies offer credit cards. So there's a lot of price competition, meaning rates are probably reflecting the risk on the underlying borrowers. So when you cap them at 10, it's not like you lower the margin of these competitors. It's more that you shut off risky borrowers, which is typically poor individuals who are going to be shut out of the market.
So you think that if these caps were to go through, a lot of people would get cut off by their credit card issuers?
Yeah, I mean, it's the price control, essentially. Whenever you have price controls, you basically reduce supply for those controlled prices. And this is reducing high-risk loans, and the high-risk loans are mainly poor individuals.
Well, we just had the graphic that showed 61% of Americans are disapproving right now of the president's economic policies. Obviously, he hopes to get that number lower, get better approval ratings, but you're thinking that the credit card and some of these other efforts might not accomplish that?
Well, I think the polls are kind of puzzling for economists. If you look at the aggregate statistics we typically look at, we have low unemployment historically in a historical context. We have real wage growth now coming in after Biden had declining real wages after inflation. We have GDP growth of 4%, predicted to be 5% in Q4 by the Atlanta Fed. We have booming financial markets that are forward-looking. And with that data, people are very down on the economy, which is very, very puzzling. That doesn't mean people are not experts on their own situation. They definitely are. But they may not be experts on what causes that situation. And the mainstream media, I think, want to paint Trump to be the cause of it, obviously. It's like saying a hospital is the reason a sick patient coming into the hospital is sick, essentially. We got a really sick economy coming into 2025, and now we're actually turning back the tide on that.
Well, I want to put up a slide on some of the consumer price index numbers that was released. It was released on Tuesday, and it shows things getting pretty good in terms of overall inflation. It's at 2.7%. Price of eggs down almost 21%, dairy products down 1%, potatoes down 3.5%, and gas, that's a huge thing for Americans. Gas is down about 3.4%. If numbers like that continue, do you think those views on the economy by the American people are going to turn around?
Yeah, I will hope so. But also, even with rising prices, wages or paychecks have been rising faster, which they were not doing during Biden, obviously. But they are now. So real income is what really matters. It doesn't really matter if you put a zero on everything in the supermarket, but you also put a zero on your paycheck, you're equally well off, essentially. So it's the balance between the two that matters. And that has really improved under Trump relative to Biden.
And then, go ahead. There is the Davos meeting coming up. President is going to be taking his populist approach to a bunch of world leaders, according to one headline. What do you think is going to be the message, especially with regard to all of this this angst, I guess you could say, over the president's pronouncements on Greenland?
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a little tense. I'm actually going to Davos tomorrow myself. I'm surprised the White House is sending such a big crew over there, given the differences in opinion how the world should be run, essentially. I think he will announce certain things. There's some whispering that he's going to announce that he wants to basically allow 401ks to invest in your house equity, essentially, which I think is a great policy. There's no reason we should restrict how people save their money over time. If they want to invest in their house and save it that way, that should be allowed. But it's pretty tight-lipped on exactly what he's going to talk about. So we'll see what happens.
All right, it is going to be an interesting week. Tomas Philipson, thank you.
Thank you.